I can turn into a fish. Chapter 35, Perfect Body. The classmates shouted one after another. They all stared at the koi and goldfish with astonishment. Haha. This is Golden Dragon Group's resort. You all know Golden Dragon Group, it's one of the best private companies in the city. The whole resort is extremely fancy. Since they just opened, everything is 50% off. Normally, if you want to get a day pass you'll need at least 1,000 RMB, and it'll be even more expensive if you want to stay overnight. These expensive ornamental fish cost President Jin a lot of time and energy. They're all in demand, there's no supply left. Zhang Beifeng explained. Huh. These little goldfish are kind of familiar. I think I saw some on the internet. Apparently they're all a couple thousand each. A girl said with wonder. Yes. Each goldfish costs 2,000 RMB. Incredibly luxurious. Ordinary people can never afford them. Zhang Beifeng said with a nod, then glanced over at Chu Xian. Senior, you have an ornamental fish shop. You know the value of these fish, right? Chu Xian's face was covered with a big smile, and he really wanted to burst out laughing at Beifeng's pretentious explanation. In reply to the question, he smiled, nodded, and said, "You're absolutely right. All these goldfish are extremely rare, and each is worth at least 2,000. The two koi in the middle are even more impressive, Lion Queen and Shishi varieties. Each are worth around 2 million. They're very hard to find on the market." Heh, Senior knows a lot about ornamental fish, but when will you be able to sell fish like these? Then you can sell them to us at a discount. Zhang Beifeng said half-jokingly. Haha. The other boys laughed and some of the girls smiled to themselves as well. They glanced at Chu Xian with disdain. Let's go. We're not here just to sightsee, we're here to have fun. You can drink, fish, play some beach volleyball. All the fruit and drinks are complimentary. None of you forgot your swimming suit, right? Lu Ji exclaimed. Oh. I brought mine. Let's go change right now. I've only seen this type of place on TV, this is all so exciting. One of the girls said happily. Let's really relax and have some fun today. The classmates chattered happily as they walked. Xiao Xian, I forgot to remind you to bring a swimming suit. Xiao Ying said apologetically. Heh, it's fine. I'll just buy one here. Xiao Ying, you'll have to show me what your swimming suit looks like. Chu Xian replied nonchalantly and wiggled his eyebrows. Stop. I won't let you look. Xiao Ying said before running over to her roommates. Chu Xian smiled and followed. Okay. Everyone, do what you want. The change rooms are over there, and you can ask the resort staff if you have any problems. Lu Ji instructed them confidently, then headed over to the change rooms with Beifeng and some others. I'll go change first. I'll wait for you over here. Chu Xian said to Xiao Ying, then followed the others. N. Xiao Ying replied with a nod and went into the other changing room with Jing Wen. There were two types of change rooms in the resort, an ordinary and a VIP section. The first had a shower room, a personal change room for each guest, and was already quite fancy. The VIP section was very different. Each section had a personal room that even had a bed to rest on with all kinds of complimentary fruits and food. There was even a complimentary swimming suit. Of course, the VIP section was much more expensive. Regardless, the process of entering the rooms was seamless for guests with membership cards. Chu Xian took out his shiny diamond card and swiped it in the card reader. The change room door opened automatically. This membership card is pretty useful. Chu Xian thought to himself. During the opening ceremony, he picked up the card and loaded it with 10,000 RMB. Even though he only loaded it with 10,000, his card had still been upgraded to Diamond VIP status by Jin Sen, while ordinary people had to pay 100,000 to reach the same status. Damn, this place is pretty good. Chu Xian said with admiration. It was impressive, but it was also very expensive. It costed 200 RMB just to open the door. Chu Xian stripped down and put on the complimentary swimming trunks. Fuck, I'm so handsome. Chu Xian thought as he looked at himself in the mirror. He had strong pecs and distinct abs. All in all, he gave an impression of tremendous strength. Hee, I wonder how Xiao Ying will react when she sees me. Chu Xian laughed to himself and left the room with high hopes. Chu Xian entered the waiting area to see that no one else had come out yet. The girls definitely needed at least 10 minutes, and the boys were all probably messing around and wasting time. He sat down and ordered a drink. Their business seems pretty good. Chu Xian said while looking around. Today was only the third day of opening, yet there were at least 400 or 500 people around. Their business could only get better. Girls wearing bikinis with long, milky white legs and perky butts sashayed around. Senior. I didn't see you inside. You came out so quickly. Zhang Beifeng shouted over with a grin. The group of boys finally arrived. I left as soon as I changed. Chu Xian said politely. He stood up and turned around. Fuck. What sexy muscles. One of the boys yelled as he saw Chu Xian's abs. The other boys couldn't help but compare Chu Xian's body with their own, and they all smiled bitterly. These junk food eating students couldn't compare to him at all. They all felt ashamed as they huddled in their little group. Zhang Beifeng and Lu Ji especially had twitching mouths. Just with this body, Chu Xian was already the center of attention for all the surrounding girls. Now I understand why Goddess Xiao Ying chose you. You have such good physique. The same boy exclaimed. Chu Xian smiled and said, just exercise more. Everyone can have this body.